Hi, it's Kathleen and welcome back to the channel. Thanks for all the people that viewed the first video. It's something I thought I would never get around to doing because I'm so nervous speaking to the camera. But here we are filming a finished sketchbook tour. So this is my Moleskine sketchbook and it is all finished. So I've got some stickers on it again. I love stickers. Some stickers in the back as well. Make art every day. And I've said, if it gets lost, please return to me. I've got my email there, and as a reward, a warm hug. So yeah, let's get into the video. I'll show you all what's inside here and we'll chat through it. Now, so let's begin. Here is the Moleskine journal I've used. I did once have a Moleskine diary, so on the cover I've got some of these letters that I got off my Moleskine diary. So I've got those on there, a little strap to keep it all together because it's got quite chunky, which I love to see. So here we have the art journal, started on the 12th of September in 2024 and finished on the 5th of September 2025. And we've got a blank page to start with. I tend to leave the front and back pages. So this is where I started. I started with a sketch of my mum and dad's living room, some Posca markers in the back there for the colour outside the window, which was nice and sunny. What I do find is I've got some abstract drawing here. I don't tend to have an art style, and all my drawings are quite different, you know. This was an idea for my tattoo that I now have on my back. This was inspired by the book Women Who Run with the Wolves, which I just absolutely loved, and I'm obsessed with wolves. So since reading that book and before as well. This is one that is for my mum and dad. My dad the swallow, my mum the hummingbird. Some poetry in there from Mary Oliver. I Go Down to the Shore, that poem. Lovely. La Vie en Rose, and that is some roses I drew. This was a Halloween spread. We'll just have a little flip through, little chat. I hope you've got a cup of tea. This was in the local graveyard here in Aberdeen, and I sat outside to do this and felt a little bit self-conscious, but it was fine, you know. People just see you drawing and think, wow, I wish I was doing that. So one that I drew in waterstones. And then this is where things get a little more interesting, a little bit more colourful. This one is a dragonfly, and it says, "You are allowed to be a masterpiece and a work of art at the same time." And that quote was actually on the back of a cafe that I was in. It actually said, "You are allowed to be a masterpiece and a work in progress at the same time." But I copied it wrong, and I actually prefer my version. So there you go. This is a napkin that I copied the pattern of. I also did this while down there, and my boyfriend sports Coventry, very much so. This is a portrait of Milan van Uwijk and a picture of him with football as well. The little Lady Godiva there as a kind of symbol of Coventry. This I don't enjoy at all. This was some crayon pencils that I used that I didn't like the look of. This, on the other hand, I love how shiny these paints are. My partner's mum, Wendy, actually got me these, and it was for Christmas one year, and it's so pretty. I loved using them, so I used them here as well. I don't know if you can see how shiny that is in some parts. So yeah, I like snakes and all things kind of a bit ethereal. She also got me this pen, Wendy did, and it's a... I actually forget what type of pen, but I'm planning on doing another video with pens, so I'll talk about that another time, but it's got lovely pink ink. This was my first time using Posca markers, so that was great fun. I then fell in love with Posca markers and really enjoyed using them. So they're on the next spread, they're here as well. That's a picture of Union Terrace Gardens in Aberdeen. This one, I was getting very frustrated testing out my new pen, and it wasn't working, the ink just wasn't flowing through. It's the first fountain pen I've ever owned, so it took a while to get used to it, but then eventually it did work. and I was able to do some sketches with it of eyes. Blank page here that's unfinished, can't remember why, but it says, "Oh, to be lit from within during La Luna Llena," which is the full moon in Spanish. My favourite time is the full moon. And this was a picture of my friend Beth, that she drew one of me and I drew one of her without looking at the page. We just looked at each other and drew. It was really good fun. And she's now got some googly eyes on there, which are great. Two panthers with hearts. Now, this is where things get quite fun. The West Shore in Llandudno in Wales, Wendy and I painted while we were on the beach. So that was so much fun, sitting like real artists drawing at the beach. So I really enjoyed that. So yeah, then the next one is the view from our cottage that we had in Wales. It was an Airbnb cottage, and we just loved sitting on this day drawing the view that we could see. And she's got the version of it in her sketchbook as well, and I just love it. And it was a really nice memory to kind of capture in the sketchbook. Then we've got a trip to Conway in the same Wales trip, and a general kind of drawing of the Wales trip. There was trams going past the window here as we were sat. There was trams going by, so that was good fun to add that into the spread here. And yeah, a few different things from Wales. Then I've got another one unfinished. I sometimes don't paint them, and I just decide, you know what, if it's not painted, it's not painted. I'm just going to leave it. It doesn't have to be perfect, and it doesn't have to necessarily be complete. So this is another kind of abstract swirly designs with this shiny paint. That was good fun to do as well, but I ran out of the blue pen, so the blue ink. So I've done some black. This was a quick 30-second sketch that me and my friend Kirsty did at Queen's Gardens in Aberdeen. Just a quick messy one. Treating myself like a precious object will make me strong. A little coat and a witch with a crow in her hat, and a little cat. Lovely. These are some mermaids. This is where things get quite fun, actually, at the end of the sketchbook. So this has got some of the shiny paint and gouache, and I really enjoyed doing that spread. Here's another one in gouache. These are so nice and bright, these colours. It's Caran d'Ache gouache that I used for these, and it was really good fun. This is an abstract piece. I don't often do things like this, but when I do, I really enjoy the messiness of it and how it feels. The texture of when the page dries is just lovely. And this one was done with acrylic paints. So yeah, that was great fun to do. And then last but not least, we have my living room, which is actually a mess that I meant to cover with pen and sketch again, but then I propagated some of my plants, got rid of my large rubber plant, and the window didn't look the same, so I'll have to draw another one in my new sketchbook. At the back here, I've got a few little things. So I have the napkin that I actually copied that I spoke about earlier. And then we have a little Women Who Run with the Wolves book. It's a zine, actually, that I made in a class I was in. Women Who Run with the Wolves. So we've got the little zine here. I really enjoyed making it. It's paper that the lady who did the class had, and it's apparently from the 80s, so I love it. And then we have little quotes from the book in the pink pen. Failure is a greater teacher than success. Isn't that true? And then we've got more little poetry there from the book. Wonderful book that I recommend everybody reads it, especially if you're creative in any way and got a vivid imagination. It's just really, really good the way she tells the stories in there. And then go out in the woods, go out. If you don't go out in the woods, nothing will ever happen and your life will never begin. So yeah. And then we have another little zine here. It's an I am affirmation zine. And it's got little eyes, and it's I am creative, I am confident, I am hopeful, I am amazed, I am bold, I am love. So yeah, that was made out of one piece of paper, and that was really good fun to do. I'm on now to my new sketchbook, which is a Canson sketchbook, and I got it in Canson Art down in Bristol, and started it on the 13th of September 2025, sitting in the art gallery in Aberdeen with my mum. So we drew some things here. So I drew a little kind of scribbly sketch, swirly lines and scrolls around the side, which I really enjoy doing actually, the scroll technique. And then a seahorse. And there's just a few unfinished pieces in here as well. So there's some autumnal trees, and more will come up there once I finish that spread, and another version of an autumnal tree there. So yeah, it's been really good fun starting a new sketchbook, but I wish that I could put stickers in the front of it as well actually, because obviously it's material, so then nothing sticks to it. I did try to put pin badges there and ended up just ruining the ribbon. So yeah, not so fun. So yeah, there we have it, my finished sketchbook tour. If you've made it to the end of the video, please leave me your favourite art related emoji. Take care, thanks for watching, and just remember, it all gets better with time. Bye!